Hi, folks. My name is Tom. You're watching Rant District. A week ago, I got back from a week in London, England. It was a vacation trip. Just spent the week in London, just vacationing. Mostly trying to visit the oldest pubs we could find, bopping all around the city. I did make a little bit of time for record shopping. Generally speaking, when I travel, I am really just trying to change my routine. So it was not a vinyl digging trip or anything, but you go that far, you got to look a little bit. So popped into a couple of record stores. One I popped into was Sister Ray. Oh, I should mention, when I travel distances, on vacation, I travel light. I don't check luggage on the plane. I just take a carry-on bag. And by carry-on bag, I mean carry-on bag, not carry-on and a personal item bag, just a carry-on bag. I travel light. So just as I did last year when I visited Belgium and the Netherlands, this trip to London this year, I only grabbed 7-inch records. So I'm going to go over the seven 7-inch records I picked up in London 2 weeks ago. So I did go to Sister Ray. And there I grabbed 3 records. I spent, I believe, 21 pounds total. And here's what I picked up. I got the Stranglers, Golden Brown, backed with Love 30. I always like the track Golden Brown. It's got that, I guess you would call it a Baroque style. It's the harpsichord. And normally I don't really think much of the harpsichord, but for whatever reason, the song always stuck with me, and most people will argue that it's a song about drug use, about heroin. That's probably what it's about. Anyway, just look at the label. I liked that the record is not dinked. And if you're not aware, dinking is when you have these push-out centers and it gets pushed out. That's being dinked. So Golden Brown, backed with Love 30. All these records that I picked up, I got them home, cleaned them up. They all play VG+. Next up from Sister Ray was The Beat, known in America as the English Beat, but known properly as The Beat, with Tears of a Clown. This one is Can't Get Used to Losing You. It's a remix version, and then backed with Spar With Me. This is, let me see. This one is on Go Feed. It's a French label, I believe. That's what I'm going with anyway, from 1983. So look at the label. Backed with Spar With Me. And then the other one I got was on two-tone from 1979. You've got Tears of a Clown. Backed with Ranking Full Stop. I dig the two-tone label. Good stuff. That was at Sister Ray Records. The thing about Sister Ray that was not something I incredibly cared for, the records generally, including these 7-inch records, which total 21 pounds, they were just photocopies of the records with a piece of cardboard, in the bins, in a piece of, plastic sleeve. You had to take them up to the counter, and on the plastic sleeves, it didn't say anything about the condition. So fortunately, when I got up to the counter to check out, they all looked fine. I wouldn't want to shop like that regularly. I understand there's probably a ton of people, helping themselves to 5-finger discounts, which seems like really awful, at a record store. But, it's London. It's a big city. There's probably a fair amount of records being nicked. So anyway, it played out fine. The rest of the money was spent at just one other store. I went to Upside Down Records. Upside Down Records is on the south side of the Thames, the river that bisects London. Sister Ray was on the north side. They're both sort of centrally located within London, but Upside Down on the south side. Sister Ray was in a busier area on the north side of London. I really dug Upside Down Records. We went in, and I try not to spend a lot of time when I'm on vacation digging. I got my girlfriend with me, but the shop owner, I assume was a shop owner, the guy at the counter was super nice. My girlfriend just told my girlfriend just go have a seat, towards the back, and just relax. And there's books back there for her to flip through, and that set the tone, for a good visit. So spent £80 on 4 records, and these 4 records they came out to, I think they added up to £86. I didn't ask for a discount when we were checking out, but just talking to the guy for a little bit, and he just gave it to me for £80. And I already thought these records were fairly priced. And again, I did not check these out on my phone or anything. I'm loath, unless it's a super expensive record, I'm really loath to pull out my phone at a record store, unless I'm unsure if I already have something. So I picked up Television's Over by the Adverts. Backed with, is it Back from the Dead, I think? Let's see. Another non-dinked record. This is on RCA from 1978. Nice drop. It's not a needle drop, it's a record drop. And backed with, Back from the Dead. I dig the Adverts, old school, punky, rocky. This was a nice find. The Day the World's Turned Day Glow. Back with I Am a Poser by X-Ray Specs from 1970 something? 78. X-Ray Specs. I dig X-Ray Specs. Polystyrene had a great voice, great presentation. Here's the A-side of the Day the World Turned Day Glow. And then I Am a Poser on the back. These other 2 records are from a band with 2 different names. The original name of the band, this is Kleenex. Here's the back. The sleeve itself is really just kind of a fold out. And again, the name of the band is, it started out as Kleenex. This is on, although the sleeve says Rough Trade, this label says Sunrise. We got Berry Berry and Ain't You. Essentially, this is a EP. Backed with Hetty's Head and Nice. Now, the parent company that in the United States that makes Kleenex tissues, obviously, not so obviously, but I guess obviously, was not happy about the name Kleenex and being on a record, and so they had to change their name. So the other record I bought, oddly enough, Lily put, is What They Became. This one has Iciger Wind on one side, and then When the Cat's Away, the Mice Will Play on the other. That's more of a traditional record sleeve, and this one definitely is on Rough Trade. It's the A-side label. Flip side just says Lilliput. That's really all I picked up. So 7 records, spent about 101 pounds. But everything fit, in my carry-on bag. I was able to transport them safely. Went into a few other stores briefly. Didn't really care for what I saw. Popped into the Rough Trade Soho location, which was an odd one. It was actually a record store down in the downstairs part, in a nook of the downstairs of a clothing store. It was just all new records. I was literally 60 seconds and gone in there. That was just weird. if I was going for a serious dig, there was a lot of like the stuff on the wall, just so much stuff you don't see anyway here in Portland. There's a lot of record stores in Portland. The selection to me is not that great, but Portland, off the top of my head, the city of Portland proper is probably around 400,000, 600,000 people, maybe a little over a million in the greater metro area. London, I think, is like 8 million in the city proper and maybe 13 million in the metro area there. So it's a lot of people concentrated in an area where a lot of music was spawned. So you got a lot of people there. There's probably a lot of turnover of records. And if I was living in London, could just there's so many great records there, and the stores that I did pop into that I didn't buy anything from were pretty busy. So it's good record shopping scene. There's a ton of record stores in London. If you wanted to go digging there, there's plenty to do, plenty to see. Other than that, just had a great time in London. My girlfriend and I were just, we take just going to old pubs, and it's kind of neat being in pubs and buildings that are older than the country that you live in. It's a weird thing. Blah blah blah. Good time. Really enjoyed London. My first time there. I can't see it being my last time. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.